Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm DIY Deborah, and in my videos I'll be covering food, recipes, lifestyle, and DIY, specializing in gluten and dairy-free eating. If this interests you, please join me. In today's video, we're going to be making Oreo Cookie Balls. 3 simple ingredients. You're going to absolutely love these. Gluten and dairy-free. Let's get to it. The 3 ingredients you're going to need are some K2s by Kinnikinnick, some Enjoy Life chocolate, and some coconut cream cheese or dairy alternative cream cheese. If you enjoy these videos, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload new videos. Now back to the recipe. So I have this Ninja food processor and blender combo. Absolutely fabulous. Only like 35 Canadian dollars at our local Canadian Tire. Really inexpensive, really affordable, and will do absolutely everything you need a food processor to do. The dairy-free cream cheese I'm going to be using is coconut by President's Choice I get at the local superstore. And we're going to be adding that to our cookies that we blended. Now the K2s have 18 cookies and this recipe calls for exactly 18 cookies. Maybe a couple more if you want to use them for decorating. So then you put your lid back on and blend your cream cheese in with your blended cookies. And that will be about it. You will then spoon it into a bowl and place into the freezer for about 15 minutes to chill. Oh, and the container of coconut dairy-free cream cheese is 227 grams or 8 ounces, and this recipe calls for 8 ounces of cream cheese. So here I'm spooning the mixture out of the food processor, putting in a container to put in the freezer to chill for approximately 15 minutes. Then I'm going to be taking my double boiler. The bottom pot you put with water. The top part of the pot I'm going to add my Enjoy Life chocolate that I'm going to be dipping my Oreo cookie balls into. So let your chocolate melt. Then take your mixture out of the freezer and using 1 tablespoon, spoon onto a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. This recipe will yield approximately 24 Oreo cookie balls. So I'm going to be showing you a variation of this recipe. I got these candy canes at the local bulk barn. They are gluten-free. These Hershey Minch Chippets that are in season for Christmas time, also gluten-free. We're going to be melting those down and dipping some of the Oreo cookie balls into the mint chocolate and sprinkling them with the candy cane to give a mint version of the Oreo cookie ball. So I take the candy cane and put it in the smaller portion of my food processor Ninja and pulse until the candy cane is fine pieces. Not a fine powder, but pieces so that you can sprinkle on as a garnish once you've dipped them into the mint chocolate. I hope that makes sense. So they should look like they look here in the bottom of this food processor. Just nice, fine crumbs. Just pour them into a ball and set aside. And just so that you know, this portion of the recipe, the candy cane mint, is only gluten-free, whereas the Oreo cookies are completely gluten and dairy-free. So once I have removed the 1 tablespoon out of the freezer for 15 minutes to harden, it's going to make it a lot easier for me to roll these into balls. So I just use my hands and roll these into little circles that are going to be easier to dip into the chocolate. You don't need to grease your hands or anything, just as is. Now this part gets a little messy, but isn't that the fun of Christmas baking, is to get your hands and elbows into all of the fun stuff and the grease? I don't know. I really enjoy Christmas baking, and I hope you do too. So moving on, once the chocolate is melted, we are then going to take our chocolate balls and have them on a fork and pour the chocolate over the top of the chocolate ball, completely coating the chocolate ball, then putting it on the parchment paper that we're going to later put in the freezer and have them completely chill. Do not put the Oreo cookie balls directly into the hot chocolate, the hot melted chocolate, as they will completely turn to mush and all of the chocolate and mix will be into your melted chocolate and you'll have to start all over. So this is really important that you put the chocolate balls onto a fork and drizzle the chocolate over it as you see here. You'll then place them in the freezer after they've all been covered and sprinkle them or drizzle them with other chocolate that then you'll put your garnish, your Oreo cookies or your candy cane. So once I've done all of the Oreo cookie balls completely gluten and dairy free, I then clean out my double boiler and add in the Hershey's mint chocolate chips and melt them down and then dip a few of the Oreo cookie balls into the mint chocolate. Then they will again be placed in the freezer until chilled. Bring them out and we're going to be drizzling on some melted chocolate and putting on the candy cane. Now you have to make sure that you don't interchange or mix your chocolates because this mint chocolate, if it's mixed or put on as a drizzle on your Oreo cookies one, it won't leave them gluten and dairy free. I hope I'm explaining this all right. Might be a little bit confusing trying to do two recipes or two variations of recipes in one video, but I hope you completely understand and can see what I'm doing. So here I'm drizzling on the melted chocolate and adding the accoutrement of the candy cane and Oreo cookie. So here I'm drizzling on some of the melted chocolate. Now the Oreo cookie recipe will be completely gluten and dairy free, and the candy cane mint version will only be gluten free. And I hope you enjoyed the fact that I showed you two versions of this recipe that you can do. Now these balls can also be saved in an airtight container in the freezer for up to 3 months. Then take out, thaw, and drizzle and decorate as desired. So this recipe is part 1 of a baking series I'm going to be bringing you over the next few weeks. So be sure to hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload new videos. And not miss out on all the fabulous Christmas baking we're going to be doing this holiday season. And there you have it. Your 3-ingredient Oreo cookie balls. K2s, cream cheese, and chocolate. Super easy, super simple, fabulous and delicious, gluten and dairy free. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you again soon.